In 2024, I ran across America to prove that with enough determination, anything is possible. Every step is a reminder that no dream is too big and no challenge is too great. 7 years ago, I had a dream and I had, a crazy idea. It's like, what if I become the first Asian American to run across America like Forrest Gump and like just show people that like you can come from anywhere, from any different background. You don't have to be an athlete to do something phenomenal as long as you can just take a step forward every day and be consistent in what you want. And literally, it took me 7 years. There's so many like blockage in between. So March 1st, 2024, put everything on the line. I returned my apartment, literally like sold everything, gave away everything. All right, guys, most people aren't even willing to sacrifice a weekend to invest time in themselves or for their future or for their big family in the future. But I'm willing to risk everything just to make it happen. I'm trying to make a history book move, and we're running across America, but help donate 1 million meals for Feeding America. And I got to give up everything that's holding me back. So right now it's my apartment. We're moving out, giving away everything, junking everything, and donating everything else I don't need. I realized that you really don't need much in life besides some minimal essentials and then the right proper tools to get you and your job done every day. Pretty much, like for me, it's my laptop, my camera, and maybe like a backpack or two. So I go minimal to make more. Take this risk and back up on the word that I put out to people. And I took the risk. Literally, like I didn't even see the RV, like wrapped and all that. It all came together like literally like by the will of God or something like that because I barely was able to put it together. And it was a very emotional moment for me because I've been telling everybody I'm going to do this for the longest time. In my mind, at the moment I was like, I gotta take the risk because I'll never be this young again, and I'll never be in that financial situation maybe where it's like more relaxed. So I took the risk. This wasn't my first attempt on this run across America, but I actually failed a bunch of time before that, like failing to launch, failing to raise the capital for it, failing to even get in the right mindset to put something like this together. And I noticed I was getting older and my life is just getting more and more busy. And you know, in 2023, I was like, wait, this is my opportunity right here. I gotta hit this in 2024. And let's use whatever we can to put this, dream together. The start of the run was nothing like I was expecting. Everything falls together at the last minute. Literally, I didn't get to see the RV that we're gonna use wrapped until like the night before the run. Everything was pretty unorganized, but we just went for it, right? So, the morning of March 1st, like, we rally up the guys, the team to Santa Monica Pier. That's the starting point. And the ending goal set is Central Park, New York. And the goal is to, raise 1 million meals or as many as we can for Feeding America. But man, nothing went right the first day. Like literally, rain's not gonna stop us. Coach Paul has been an energetic, motivational.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
For this whole
Let's
event.
fucking go, baby.
This guy's fire is unstoppable. All right, guys, watch us. You're gonna see a lot of cool content on the stories today, and we made it through the hood already, so I think we should be safe now.
Let's go.
I had this route from Google Map, and it didn't like it took us through the hood, and it took us on like some of the steepest hill coming out of LA into the high deserts. Shout out to Coach Paul for, being a man of his word and covering, California with me because he told me to run across California with me, and he went through on his word, even though he's not even a runner, but freaking, phenomenal human being.
Run across America
California edition was amazing. Thanks, Zune, for having me. But my bags are packed. I'm going to Las Vegas today. Spend some time with some family. Tomorrow, I fly home to my beautiful family. Thanks for having me, Zune.
Guys, day 21 of running across America. It's definitely a different feeling not having Coach Paul here with me. But I got to give credit to what credit's due. He said he was going to do California. He did California with me. Coming out the gate, like even after the first day, like we did like 15, 17 miles or something like that. And the original plan was 20 miles a day for 150 days. That will take me about 3,000 miles across America. And man, just the first day I was just like, whoa, this is gonna be much harder than I thought. And waking up the second day, it's literally like I could remember like my body was like so sore because I'm not used to, putting this much distance on my body yet. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fight through it. If I have to walk, I'll walk. That took us all the way to the mountain ranges of California, all the way to the high deserts. And we met some friends, some amazing people came out and supported us and pushed us for the last couple miles into Arizona. I remember going through Arizona, and it was like, or the first day going to Arizona was like one of the hardest days because Coach Paul finished his run across California with me, and from there it was just me and my cousin. For a lot of other people who've done this run across America before, they usually have a safety vehicle that just follows them the whole time. But because of our budget constraint and we were trying to make everything work and payment processor issues, for a lot of our funds for this run was locked up. So literally, like, he was, staged every 5 miles to check on me, so we don't have to like run the car the whole time, to not waste gas, right? And we parked the RV about 7 days out, so it should give me like for the week to cover the distance. And yeah, I mean that's how we roll from Arizona all the way to the rest of the country. Mostly just me and my cousin. But yeah, that day, like without Coach Paul for the first day, it was like very emotional because I didn't have like a partner there to like watch over me or just motivate me to keep going. But I just stuck with it. I just keep going. And I did remember there's like the roads going to Arizona, it was getting colder, and the snow were coming in. And that was like my first time like literally running in the snow. It's crazy. My first time running in the snow, super cold. But we willpower through the whole thing. And New Mexico was a whole different animal on its own because at that time my body was kind of getting used to the new mileage, but New Mexico, it's like a lot drier, and it's kind of like the hills are just getting crazy and crazier. And like I had the hardest time. It was just like up and downhill because coming from the West Coast, it's a little bit more flat. But as I keep going east, it's just more rocky hills, more like elevation. I think like literally from Arizona, Flagstaff to all the way like across New Mexico was just straight up like I think 4,000 to 7,000 elevation the whole time. And I wasn't expecting to like stay in high elevation for that long, and I was gassed for the first couple of days, but I pushed through, and getting to Kansas was a feat on its own. Like every state was a different animal, and every state had different weather condition, and even running at night too was crazy. Getting to Kansas was like a feat of its own. Literally, like I was so scared, but I just kept going, man. I took the risk. So I'm not the type to like want to give up or try to give up. Like if I pick a direction I'm gonna go, I'll just go full force. I'm just that stubborn. But along the way, a lot of state troopers, a lot of people come out support.
Simple.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
No, thank you.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, great, man.
I'm really grateful for that. It like cheers me on. And a lot of people like tune in on like the social media and give me a lot of love and support too. It's really phenomenal to see that. Um, but Kansas, I will say, was the state that like almost broke me. You know, it's the state that's like, you know, make or break. A lot of people that do this run across America, Kansas is kind of where like things fall apart, and it did for me too. You know, we had flats on our safety vehicle. We had, you know, tires are on the RV are cracking everywhere. It was not safe. We literally had to like get 6 new tires for the RV in the middle of nowhere. Um, Luckily, my cousin Jay helped me, and everything falls through on that. But Kansas, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the humidity. Maybe it's just I'm not sure. But it kind of like took your soul. Like every state so far has been a different challenge, a different animal, and a different lesson for me. But Kansas was probably the hardest lesson because like my body maybe couldn't keep up with the recovery every day and the amount of distance. Um, and yeah, I was just worried that I was not able to finish the run in the middle of Kansas. And you know, Kansas weather is kind of weird too because when I'm running through, nice beautiful day, and out of nowhere it's like the scariest storm ever, and we even like was near a tornado. You know, from California, I'm used to like a lot of nice weather, and you know, Midwest and above, or Midwest and beyond, it was super, super scary. Like, all right, guys, see that right there? Literally crazy. We're in a storm today. We had to wait it out, and literally flat tire today. Many different things go wrong. Even my GPS stopped working today. I don't know. It's like you're running, you look up, it's like a thunderstorm, it's a lightning storm, and it looks like it, you know, like crazy out there. But I kept pushing through. All I could think about is like, hey, I need to cover this many miles a day, this many miles a day. And I would say in the beginning, I just like I couldn't sustain the 20 miles a day. I was doing like some days I even did like 10. You know, like I couldn't like sustain, and I was like, man, I'm falling behind. I'm falling behind. This sucks. I came to a pivotal moment where I was like, man, if I don't step up now, I'm not gonna finish this. I'm gonna fail halfway through. Um, so, you know, I was just pushing, pushing, and I was like, you know what? Let's just take a day off and let's just recover, see what we can do. So I took a day off. I recalibrated everything. I literally, you know, we went to like Walmart, like grocery store, trying to get a bunch of supplements. I was like, okay, I understand now why athletes need to take supplements. So I've got a supplement stack, like, you know, protein, creatine, fish oil, zinc, magnesium, multivitamin, like everything I can get my hands on. I was like, you know what? Every day from now, I'm going to take this supplement religiously and electrolytes every morning when I wake up. And I started meal prepping. So my cousin actually helped me with the meal prep. Phenomenal chef, you know, he's actually a really good chef. But that was like that was the enlightenment of that scene for me at that moment. Because after I switch up my supplement, I switch up my diet, I switch up, you know, like my routine. I was able to do 30 miles a day on the back end of this run. And me not being an athlete to be able to do something like that, which is like crazy. It took me like all day, you know. Still, like, there's still a lot of like, yes, there's flats, but there's a lot of like ups and down little hills that just kind of takes you. And the humidity was just killing me, but you know, I just like trying to pace myself. And I almost died a couple times on this run between like Kansas and Missouri because like just the humidity alone is just so crazy. I remember one time I was like about to pass out, and literally like I looked up and it was like no cloud, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like I couldn't get any cell phone signal too as well, and I you know, I just prayed, right, and out of nowhere, like a piece like a little cloud just came out above me, and I just called my cousin. I was like, "Hey, pick me up. I need to like recover for a little bit." Yeah, I mean, from that day on, I was a little bit more careful, but I just kept pushing, pushing. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio was a little bit easier for me. We're on like more flats, and honestly, those states came through just like a blur. Like I just focused, pushing forward every day. That 30 miles or getting close to it, and those states came onto me as a blur. I was just like, just it was just in the motion. I wasn't even like realizing I was crossing state lines. The whole time we're still struggling, with like our payment processor, payment issues from February, and I was like, man, like freaking. I did have to make some sales call and did some like, hustle like call to send my media team out and do some work so we can like have enough funds to complete the run. And I just kept pushing. It was just every day, just grind, grind, grind. You know, get the miles out. Try all different method, all different type of shoes throughout the process. And where you're in like remote places, there's no like shoe store available or the proper shoes available in your local area. So I had to like, my cousin has to like go through like Amazon or FedEx locations or whatever. That's like 3-4 hour out. While I'm doing the run, he can drive like a couple hours out for us to get the shipments of shoes we order. Yeah, I mean, I literally try every pair of shoes for running style, and freaking crazy. Pennsylvania was like near the end and one of the last state, and that was the hardest state. Like I was like, man, like this is a hard state, and it's like near one of like the last one. I don't know. The Appalachian Mountain Range was like scary, like so steep up and down, and the trails. A lot of the time on this road, on this run across America, I'm running on road, so I'm running on the left side of the road, but usually there's shoulders, but literally like Pennsylvania, there's like barely any shoulder and a lot of hills, and I had to cover the distance because near that part, I was like about to run out of money too. So I was like, man, if I don't keep on like going with these many miles every day, I'm gonna run out of money by the time, we're like near New York or something, or near the end of Pennsylvania. So that's the last, literally the last 2 weeks was just pure willpower and just like hope and pray that I'll make it. Near that time, a couple friends came out. Shout out to Luke. We're coming out too at the end.
Check this out, bro.
Oh, it's a real guy dog.
Yeah, bro. This thing is not gonna be light, but I ain't no bitch.
This is from the actual like.
Yeah, dude. I got this from the Chief's Mess, actually, where I the command that I made Chief at, and so they let me get this.
Freaking phenomenal human being. He told me to finish the end with me, and he did. My cousin was like beat from like the constant like workload of like getting support for me, and driving back and forth every day to check on me and stuff like that, and deliver me to the route. Yeah, we're pretty beat. We're like pretty beat, pretty bad. But I wasn't gonna give up. Like literally, like nothing went my way on that whole run. I had to drop my ego. I had to, just like have different perspective. And in my head, it's like, as long as I keep moving forward, I'll finish this, And I remember like, a mentor of mine always said, the path will illuminate as you walk on it. Cause like, as I'm like going through it, like, I was just worried about like, oh, what if this didn't go well? What if this didn't go well? There were just so many thoughts in my head. It was like, man, if one more thing goes wrong, I'm not gonna be able to finish this run. I would either run out of money, or I would either, like my body couldn't physically keep up, or even my mindset was in the right place to finish. But I just kept pushing. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna roll the dice every day. Every chance I get to get some energy to put out a good running pace, I would just try to keep that as much as I can. Like, just ride on the beat of the music. and I did a couple night run because like I had to cover the distance because for some reason Google Map distance was like in real life it's a lot further than what it says on the map. But man, running at night a couple times, I'm probably never gonna do that my whole life again because freaking that was so scary. Like imagine you're in the middle of nowhere and the road is just like that. No lights, no street lights because you're cutting through a lot of country roads and like you're seeing eyes following you, like eyes, like deer, wild deer, animals, whatever it is, right? But like you're seeing eyes trailing you. And obviously I didn't have my cousin trailing along because, budget issues, whatever. So every 5 miles I'll see him. But that was super scary. I was super paranoid. I was like looking back every I don't know, 20, 30 steps. And that was just freaky. And there was a lot of cemetery along the way too, like the off, US highway, when I'm on. It was super spooky. But I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep going, keep YOLOing it. So literally like the last couple days we were running for like almost 24 hours. And the last day on this run, I ran like 58 miles, along with like the couple days before we're doing like 30 miles, 28 miles, 27 miles, like just knocking out those miles, And for me, I was like, I set this goal, this date I'm going to finish because if not, I'm going to run out of money. I'll be stuck out here, So I just push. And I gotta tell you, like when I first saw the skyline of New York, that was like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like seeing heaven, like from New Jersey, like just looking over to New York. I'm like, holy crap. It's been like days, 100 and something days already. And like, oh my God, I'm seeing the finish line for the first time. It felt so real. And like, thankfully, Luke came out. He kind of like run the whole team for me. Like a lot of people come out the end. He ran the whole team for me. That way I didn't have to like do anything else but focus on finishing. And thank God that was like, that's how it played out. And yeah, he pulled a couple magic string and like literally the last day, he got NYPD to like clear the path for us. I set up a group run event and a lot of people show up.
I invite you to join our run. We're finishing a run that started with my man Zune, Los Angeles, March 1st. He's been running over 30 miles a day to raise money for the hungry, feeding America. Miles for meals.us.
And even CBS2 came out and did a quick interview. It was like super, awesome that they came out and do that. And I got like the NYPD to escort us for the last part of the run to finish in Central Park, New York. Just surreal to carry that flag to run the last couple miles with everybody and to really represent, whether like, you're going through something or the struggle or whatever, like if you take that leap of faith, it's all gonna work out and the right people will show up and help you along the way. But yeah, just like that last day, I was just on like cloud 9, like.
Let's go, baby, let's go, let's go.
Man, it was just so surreal to see everyone showing up, see all the smiles, see all the people to come and take pictures with me and stuff like that. It's just like, just to wrap it up off, we had like a celebration at the end, Bethesda Terrace, that's what's the finish line. And man, it was just like, that was like my dream coming true. I'm grateful that I got an opportunity to do something like this. We live in like the best country in the world. And, don't take for granted what's given. Because really, like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's just the people around you that matters, if that makes sense. Like, if you put out bad stuff, it's going to be bad. If you put out good stuff, it's going to be good. As a result of this project, with the Miles for Meals project, I put together everything last minute and we ran it. We're able to help Feeding America donated over 200,000 meals to families that are in need. as a part of this run. I'm super grateful for the opportunity. They even give me a big shout out at the end. So I'm super happy for that, super grateful. If you're out there and you want to take that leap of faith to go towards after your dreams and make it a reality, go for it because the time will never be right.